miles. And so now it's like, okay, well, this is that was the big push that we were worried about. Now we've got Tikrit and Mosul. Tikrit is Saddam's hometown. So we end up with the entire 1st Marine Division, right? It's like 25,000 fucking troops, and it's a couple miles of tanks and LAVs and LARs and, fucking Humvees and you name it. As far as you can see, all the way forward and all the way behind you. I mean, miles of convoy and SEAL Team 3 Echo platoon, right? 16 fucking team guys and 25,000 fucking Marines. So we're convoying up to Tikrit, and we're planning on taking it down the next day. So it's getting to be nightfall. We pull up, and we're on the southern edge of the city. And it's basically, we're on this main highway that runs into town. And then there was like a commuter ring kind of road that went around the city, and we stopped at that intersection. And when we pulled up, there was, a number of headshed Marines that were sitting there kind of planning out the next day. And when we pulled up to kind of dirt dive the next day's operations with them, the first thing we asked was like, hey, did you guys fucking secure this area? Like, have you probed out? And, oh, yeah, everything's fucking good. Okay. So we pull our Humvees up and, like a bunch of assholes, take our boots off and fucking start eating chow and fucking white light headlamps on and, like we're on a fucking S&R mission at Fort Irwin in July, like just totally fucking no discipline, really. Because again, we're like, dude, we're with 25,000 Marines and they, like they've been here for the last 2 hours. Like, I think we're good, right? No. So we're literally like maps on the hoods, fucking talking over what we're going to do. And they're saying, tomorrow we're going to have, this fucking group take this part, this group take that part. SEAL Team 3 Echo, you guys are going to come in from the east with this group, and you're going to, circle up and take this route and hit the fucking palace and take it down. As we're planning this, all of a sudden, all fucking hell breaks loose. Like, gunfire just erupts, and it's every fucking where. I mean, there's explosions, and looking back on it now, the road that we were on in that ring, there was a kind of a little nest of trees and then a tree line that followed that road heading east. And there was a group of insurgents that were in that fucking tree nest, literally probably 20 yards from where the fucking convoy paralleled. Just sitting there, fucking ski mask, trench coats, AKs, fucking a little, cached nest of fucking stuff. Right behind that, they had a couple of vehicles with a couple of technicals that had anti-aircraft fucking pieces on the back, and the beds of the trucks were filled with fucking shells. And so what ended up happening is 2 Marines walked out into that field to take a shit and fucking literally bumped into a group fucking all on their knees in the dirt, fucking dirt diving how they were going to ambush us. So these guys, are like, hey, well, not the most brilliant fucking plan, but like they walk out and they startle them instead of just fucking shooting them right there while they're not paying attention. Like, they confront them. These guys jump up and fucking zipper the fucking Marines up, and that kicks off. Now Marines are fucking shooting at them, they're shooting at us, and we're caught between both the insurgents and the Marines fucking shooting at each other.
Shit.
And so there was a Marine AT-4 round that hit one of the fucking technical trucks, and it blew up. And again, we had no idea that the guys were there or that the trucks were there at the time. We're sitting there I jumped into the front seat. I'm trying to throw my fucking shit on, and there's rounds coming in the fucking dash, zipping past my fucking head, hitting the fucking engine compartment, hitting the dirt right outside where my feet are at. Hitting the fucking windshield, you name it, all over the fucking place. And so, we get all of our shit on. We get into like a lazy L ambush facing the contact to try to figure out what the fuck's going on, because we also know, hey, there's fucking blue forces right there. Like, what the fuck is going on? And so when that AT-4 round hit that technical with all the rounds in it, well, it sent, dozens of fucking anti-aircraft rounds scattered, half detonated all over the fucking place, and they start blowing up sympathetically, like, and intermittently, making us all think that, there's this monster force ambushing us, right? Because all we see is, it's like artillery's fucking going off. And so we get on our fucking night vision and we start to identify, what's what. and there's a fucking dude that's like, he's probably 25, 30 yards away, crouched down, a ski mask on, trench coat, fucking AK, and he's just like sitting there crouched down, just kind of turning his head, looking like this, cool as a fucking cucumber. He doesn't have nods at that point. Most of our guys did, and so we get him on. We get in this L-shaped ambush. We deconflict with the Marines. We all had suppressors on, so they actually didn't even realize we were taking care of that guy and then the nest behind him. But so most of our guys fucking engaged this dude. What was interesting is there was 6 or 7 of us, I think, that all took shots. Basically at the same time, fucking center mass, and drilled him. And that motherfucker dropped his gun and ran for probably 50 or 60 yards before he fell down and fucking died.
What, this happens a lot. What kind of rounds were you guys
Green
using?
tip, fucking
Green tip?
pinpricks.
You know, we had that same shit happen to us, and it still blows my mind that after all the after-action reports that were coming out, that we didn't fucking change from green tip because it was just zipping right through.
Yeah.
And a lot of times guys didn't even know they were being fucking shot.
Yeah, it's a good case for 300 blackout.
Yeah.
But especially a fucking 124 grain, not a 205 grain. But anyway, so we end up neutralizing that guy. He goes, and there was some interesting things. Once, you know, everything fucking dies down. The 2 Marines that got zippered up, one of them I think ended up dying. The other one got medevaced out and was actually saved by, he had like a fucking Tom Clancy novel shoved down in between his flak jacket and his fucking chest, and one of the rounds fucking stopped halfway through the fucking book. And had like half of his ass shot off too. Like he took an AK round in his ass and blew, you know, most of his ass cheek off. But our corpsman fucking helped him out and got them as patched up as they could and what have you. But upon further investigation, you know, once we got the Marines to stop shooting, the sympathetic detonations from the technical fucking artillery pieces stopped going off, and we kind of get in a leapfrog forward, moving through the area where we were ambushed from in this nest. And similarly, like, these guys were set up for you know, several days worth of food and, you know, lots of ammo and you know, explosives and fucking RPG rounds and all sorts of shit. But when we finally came across the one guy that we shot and took off running, he had some really weird fucking personal effects. He had absolutely no identification on him whatsoever. Like, not a wallet, not a driver's license, nothing. You know, no papers whatsoever. But he had on like a fucking John Wayne gun belt, like a legitimate, like something you would buy out of a fucking store, like a toy. And it was a plastic fucking pistol in it.
You gotta be shitting me.
You know, he had a toy plastic pistol in a cheese dick fucking John Wayne gun belt. He sure as fuck had a real AK. And when we found the AK and looked at his hands, this was totally by fucking luck, but both of his hands had bullet wounds right through the meat of his hands, and both the pistol grip and the forward grip of the AK had bullet holes and blood on the fucking gun where he dropped it and took off running. Yeah,
Good shots.
shot. Yeah, I mean, again, totally by accident, but shot the fucking gun out of his hand, and then he had a number of rounds in his fucking chest cavity, but he was about 60 yards away. You know, when we actually found him. So, needless to say, after that, you know, trying to get some sleep and get ready for the next night wasn't the easiest thing. I mean, at that point, again, there's no fobs. Like, the entire time we were there, we were either sleeping in little 2-man tents that we brought with us. Most of the time, we would just throw a ground pad underneath the fucking Humvee and sleep under it, you know, and that's how we slept 90% of the time. And so, no different there. Same plan moving forward. We're going to take down the palace the next day and take down the entire town of Tikrit with, you know, 25,000 fucking Marines. And so we did. And we got up at sunrise, fucking, you know, just a mass swath of fucking U.S. forces swept through the entire town of Tikrit and took the whole fucking thing down in a matter of about a half a day.
Damn.
And there was resistance. There were pockets here and there. It wasn't, you know, Saddam's last stand by any stretch. I think, again, is that, you know, they knew how outgunned they were, you know, and they put up fights and tested certain areas here and there and got, handily defeated pretty quickly, and decided, we need to figure out a more guerrilla warfare insurgent style tactic if we're going to have any fucking, potential success against these guys. And so, there were pockets of resistance. There were gunfights here and there, some rooftop shit here and there. So we go to the palace, and same thing. Like it took us a couple of hours to take that down, and it was just. I mean, that's about a fucking episode in and of itself in terms of just what the palace was like. I mean, it was just the opulence that existed in that fucking place was of biblical proportion. Like, it was just crazy the amount of fucking nice shit in there. I mean, from the hand inlaid tile ceilings to fucking everything's made out of gold to, marble floors, marble pillars, fucking, you had gold soap dishes and gold toilet brushes. And I mean, it was fucking nuts.
Before we go into that, and I can't wait to get there, I'm just curious, like, so you guys had pretty fucking shitty living conditions, sleeping under fucking Humvees and...
Yeah, no running water.
But what I'm curious about is the morale. I mean, you guys were working your ass off, and...
It was high. We were fucking loving it, because it was like it was finally the fucking big show, because we were at Team 3 when 9/11 happened. We didn't go to Afghanistan, and then they were like, yeah, Afghanistan's going off, but you're going to the fucking Philippines. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So then Iraq kicks off, and we finally, we trained for almost 2 months to hit one fucking target where we take down fucking, 26, 27 dudes with, very little resistance. And so, yeah, it's like now we're finally fucking doing it,
It's fucking crazy because you take the gunfight out, and, I'm betting that morale would have been at an all-time fucking low. And, I've heard you say it 100 million fucking times about, a dog's not happy unless he's working, and you relate that directly to humans, and you guys are doing exactly what the fuck you are trained to do. And if I was a betting man, and I am, I would bet that there is nowhere else in the world you would rather be than ducking down in a ditch, taking gunfire, and fucking returning it.
Yeah. And, it was the finally, feeling. So it was a neat, and it was really neat from a historical standpoint, in that it was a very tangible existence in terms of the front lines and, the historical, I think, relevance of what we were doing and where and when. It was the initial invasion of the Iraq War.
It's fucking insane. I mean, you kicked the fucking goddamn war off.
Yeah.
It
was pretty neat, for sure.
Pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, just, again, it was right place at the right time. And, so, yeah, we enjoyed it. It was a neat time to be there, for sure. But
yeah.
One thing I didn't mention is we actually had a platoon member quit after the Go Plat.